Hello everybody and welcome to Nedbank Pitch and Polish 2025. My name is Hlubi Mboya and this is a competition where 16 ambitious entrepreneurs compete for that 1 million rand grand prize. I'm excited. I know you are too. Let's go meet them. Hello, entrepreneurs. Hello. Are you ready? Yes. Are you excited? Yes. Welcome to Nedbank Pitch and Polish 2025. Now listen up. Out of thousands of applications, you were the chosen 16. Yes! So entrepreneurs, as we all know, entrepreneurship has the potential to be the backbone of the South African economy. And at the heart of it all is Nedbank. So I'd like for us to take a moment to thank Nedbank for this awesome opportunity. Thank you, Nedbank. Okay, entrepreneurs, look into each other's eyes. Look left. Look right. Entrepreneurs, this may be the moment where you're looking into the eyes of your future friend or your ultimate rival in this competition. Friend or foe, know this. Only one of you will walk away with that 1 million rand grand prize. Are you ready? Yes. Are you excited? Yes. Let's go. Come on. If you're a long-time fan of the show, you know what to expect. But if you're a first-time viewer, here's what you need to know. Over the next few weeks, you'll have a front row seat to all the action as 16 ambitious entrepreneurs battle it out for a 1 million rand prize package, 650,000 rand in cash, plus a 350,000 rand Raise Corp Business Development Bursary. Not bad, huh? Here in South Africa, entrepreneurship is a huge part of how we grow our economy and create jobs. But starting a business is just the first step. What we really need is an ecosystem that backs entrepreneurs and helps them turn their ideas into successful, profitable businesses. And that's exactly what this competition does. It gives entrepreneurs the skills, knowledge, and confidence to scale up and secure the funding they need to take their businesses to the next level. Of course, none of this would be possible without our title sponsor, Nedbank, a company that is consistently invested in driving South African business forward. Let's take a look at what Monique China, the Senior Manager of Segment Design and Development for Retail Relationship Banking, had to say about the long-standing partnership.
At Nedbank, we know that entrepreneurship isn't just business, it's personal. As a judge on the Nedbank Pitch and Polish series with Raise Corp, I've seen how entrepreneurs wear their hearts on their sleeves when they pitch, and we don't take that for granted. This year, I'm especially looking for entrepreneurs who are using what they already have in their hands and making the most of the opportunities they've been given. Too often, we see businesses hopping from program to program or incubator to incubator without developing the depth and grit it takes to truly grow. I'm looking for the green shoots, the signs of entrepreneurs who are pulling up their bootstraps, digging deep and doing the hard work on their businesses and in themselves. That's why this sponsorship reflects more than present. It reflects purpose. It's Nedbank's ongoing commitment to provide banking and beyond solutions that are real and practical and that go far beyond funding to offer support, meaningful development and market access that lasts beyond the pitch or the spotlight. We understand entrepreneurship and we are in it for the long haul.
Thank you, Nedbank. I'd also like to give a shout out to the Business Exchange, our venue sponsor, which is again hosting our learning and mentoring sessions in their stunning workplaces. Now, if you're a regular viewer, you probably already know that Nedbank Pitch and Polish was dreamed up by Alon Reyes, the CEO of Reyes Corp, and that Reyes Corp handles the whole learning program. I sat down with Alon to hear firsthand what we can expect from this season. Hi, Alon.
Hi, there should be.
So it's Nedbank Pitch and Polish 2025. How are you feeling about this year?
Just like every year, it's always exciting. It tends to get more and more exciting because it just seems to get better and better. So I'm very excited about this year.
And the feel about the contestants. You said they get better and better. The show gets better and better. The businesses, do you have anything to say about 2025 and where you see the businesses like at?
So Hlubi, I've only seen all their applications, read through all the finalists' applications. I've actually been through their financials already. I've watched their videos, they sent in pictures. And just from the caliber of all those three, we've got a really good bunch this year. And I think some of them are like some of the best we've ever had in 15 years.
What is the best outcome when it comes to an individual's growth that you like to see over and over again? What do you never get tired of doing pitch and polish?
You know, there's a wonderful book called Pygmalion.
Yeah.
And it's called the Pygmalion effect, where somebody's in a state,
Yeah.
you provide information or input, and then they're in a different state. It's a theory of change.
Love it.
And when you watch these entrepreneurs over the last 15 years, how they enter the competition and how they leave the competition, they're different people. Because of all that feedback, there's so much self-reflection. If they don't become defensive, and that's the caveat, if they don't become defensive and they listen and work with their Reyes Corp guides who give them that input, the transformation is just amazing. And that's really why I do what I do.
So it's Nedbank Pitch and Polish 2025. And after being head and helming Pitch and Polish for over 10 years, what has been the growth or change in caliber of entrepreneurs, Alon?
Yeah, so it's nearly 15 years now, which is a long time.
Yeah.
And the one thing that's always happened over the years is that there's always been you could pick up, if we were having this conversation, what would be the thematic or the theme of what was the general type of entrepreneur that applied to Nedbank Pitch and Polish. And you would answer, in COVID times, the health industry came to the fore. A lot of people with juices and remedies and all those kinds of things. Then AI last year was a big people with AI and similar solutions were coming out, technology. This year I haven't picked up a theme, but what I have seen is that the size of the applicant, the size of the business and the maturity of the business has increased. There's a lot of people who aren't mature in that, but just the ones that filter to the top are the more mature businesses with significant stories to tell about their own journey even up until they got it to Pitch and Polish. So to take them to the next level is even more challenging, but I think we'll do it.
In the 15 years that you've been doing this, Alon, is having a business in 2025 harder than any other year or not?
I think every entrepreneur, if you ask them, no matter what year it is, how is business, they'll tell you it's tough, and they'll tell you the reasons. It's because of this and because of that and because of the other thing. And you know, when an entrepreneur, let's call it 15 years ago, the kinds of issues that we dealt with 15 years ago were different to COVID times. They will talk about how difficult COVID times were, and then they will talk about electricity as an issue, and then they will talk about, the tariff issue. So every year comes with its own problems, and every entrepreneur then thinks that they have been picked on, by the economy or a higher being, as to why they have to suffer so much as an entrepreneur. But having that breadth of 15 years, every year is difficult. Being an entrepreneur is difficult. It's rewarding, but it's difficult.
just for me and the audience sake, what's that X factor? What's that sparkle that sets the potential winning entrepreneur out for Nedbank Pitch and Polish 2025, Alon?
For me, if you look at all the winners, the one thing that's very important is they know their numbers. Okay, know their numbers, and this is not a normal competition where it's just about how well you speak and how beautiful you describe your product or service and the wonderful story you tell. We go and check the numbers, and then by the semi-final we're going into deep detail around. We bring the entrepreneurs into a room and we say, what does this mean? How did you get to that, etc., etc. And that's where many of them fall down. The ones that get through know their numbers. The numbers don't have to be great, but they need to know their numbers. And so that's the number one thing.
Yes.
And number two is, we spoke about Pygmalion effect, that they have been listening. They are coachable, they are teachable, and they have evolved, and you can see their transformation throughout the competition. If there's no transformation in terms of their pitch, their confidence, what they are focusing on in the pitch, then they tend to fall out. So those are the two areas that really define who's going to win.
We are so excited for Nedbank Pitch and Polish 2025. Next time we see you is in studio.
See you then.
See you there.
Sure.
So, how did we get here? Let's rewind a bit. It all began a couple of weeks ago at Race Corp's head office in Sandton, Johannesburg. Our top 16 arrived for an exclusive 2-day business bootcamp designed by the entrepreneurial experts at Race Corp. The contestants got stuck into hands-on training, worked on sharpening their pitches, and connected with their Race Corp mentors, or guides as we like to call them, who will be by their side throughout the competition. Now, despite what the name of the competition suggests, this competition isn't just about perfecting a business pitch. It's about building our contestants' confidence, fine-tuning their business thinking, and gearing them up for the competition of a lifetime. Because from here on out, every decision brings them that one step closer to that incredible first prize. Yep, remember the prize that I mentioned earlier? The one that's worth $1 million? Here's the thing. Only one contestant walks away with that. But all of them benefit from the learning program and the one-on-one mentorship, which means even if they are eliminated, they leave the competition with valuable skills and knowledge that'll help them grow sustainable, profitable businesses. Isn't that amazing? Before we go much further, let me break the structure of the competition down for you real quick. In round one, the 4 contestants in each of the 4 groups go up against one another in a battle of the pitches. Only 2 from each group get to move on and the other 2 are eliminated. Round 2 is where the remaining pair from each group go head-to-head at the shot at the semi-finals. The semi-finals work in a similar fashion with a head-to-head, leading us up to the finals where things get pretty wild. In the final round, our 2 top contenders will have to face a wild card contestant, someone who has just only joined the competition but has as much chance of winning the R1 million prize package. But don't worry, I'll fill you in on all the juicy details as we go along. Over the next few weeks, you're going to get to know the contestants and maybe even pick up a few pro pitching tips of your own as they work on perfecting their pitches. But hey, if that's not enough to keep you tuned in, how about this? We're throwing in some incredible viewer prizes. Our awesome title sponsor, Nedbank, is hooking up one lucky viewer with a 5,000 Rand Avo Super Shop voucher in every episode. Think of Avo Super Shop as your own personal shopping mall. All your favorite stores, just a tap away on your phone and everything delivered right to your door. How cool is that? To stand a chance of winning, you'll need to pay close attention to tonight's pitches and the judges' feedback. Later on in the show, I'll share the question you'll need to answer to answer. Speaking of the judges, now's probably a good time to introduce them. Here's who'll be calling the shots tonight. From Nedbank, please welcome Monique Chena, the Senior Manager of segment design and development for retail relationship banking. From Race Corp, the man behind it all, serial entrepreneur, best-selling author, and the brains behind Flowcode business strategy software, Alon Reyes. And rounding out the panel is Florence Duval, the CEO of InTouch Consulting. Right, now it really is the time to get to the pitches. As part of the random draw, tonight we're seeing the first two contestants from the red group. Let's meet them. First to face our judges this season, all the way from KwaZulu-Natal, is Blessing Sithole, the creative mind behind the confectionery brand Bakers Creationz. Let's see what Blessing has cooked up for us tonight.
Hello, Blessing.
Good day.
How are you feeling?
Quite cold.
Quite cold, huh?
Yeah, but I'm okay.
Okay, you are the first
big boy.
pitch on Nedbank Pitch Polish 2025.
Thank you.
All right, Blessing, are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pitch and polish.
A pure delight in every bite. Our snowball cake is not just a treat. It's a bite of nostalgia. Good day, judges. I am Blessing Sithole, the founder of Bakers Creationz, with over 20 years in business management experience, with love for cakes and baking. Bakers Creationz is a confectionery manufacturing business that is based in Mapepete, which is the rural of KZN. Our facility complies with the Global Food Safety Initiative standards. All our products are halal certified. Our primary product is a snowball cake, which is known as a red cake in Gauteng. It's a cake that we have reinvented into a sponge cake with flavors that appeals to younger modern markets, and of course maintaining the traditional look of the cake and the traditional feel. This reinvention has been able to get us into the Pick n Pay stores nationally. And apart from Pick n Pay, we also supply the Spar stores in KZN and all the big brands of fuel service station shops in KZN, especially in Durban and surroundings. We also supply to Tiego Group as well. We have been able to be recognized as the supplier of the year within Pick n Pay.
Blessing, I'm afraid we've come to the end. Could you finish your sentence?
Our turnover is just above 4.5 million with a gross profit of 40% and a net profit of 9%. And
that's it, I'm afraid. All right, Blessing, sure, a nervous start to your competition, right?
yeah.
All
right, let's start with you. Monique, questions from you?
Thanks, Alon. Hi, Blessing. Welcome. You said nostalgia, so I've got to know if this is a real snowball or not. Does the inside of it have icing, or does it have jam in it, or is it that coloring that you put into the center of your snowball?
Yes, remember we have reinvented the product.
Yeah.
We've given it a fresh look and a fresh feel.
Yeah.
But of course, on the outside, it still looks like the traditional one. So ours, it's basically based on a sponge cake, and it has a cream inside.
Has a cream
butter
inside.
Cream. Yes.
Okay. Let's move on. In terms of the money, if you had to win the prize, what would you use the money for?
We'll basically use the money, if we win, towards the expansion of our production capacity. Because we currently run our production 24 hours a day. We've been running it 6 days a week, but we've recently worked out a method to cut the number of days, but yet still being able to produce the same. We've basically introduced a system that allows us to utilize the same amount of time, but producing more. Basically, we are now more productive. So we'll use the funds towards equipment so that we can be able to supply more of the markets that we already have. For example, with Pick n Pay, we have a national deal, but we are only supplying KZN and Gauteng. We are unable to reach other provinces because of the capacity. With other customers, like the fuel service station stores, including the Total, the Astron Fresh Stop, we only supplying the Durban and surroundings. However, the deals that we have, they allow us to supply provincially and with an opportunity to extend to national as well. We have the likes of...
Okay, that's the answer's too long. It's not another pitch. Any more questions?
Just one more. And then if you're going to expand like that, how do you plan to maintain the quality of the product?
We already have systems, the food safety systems that we have, because we are compliant with the Global Food Safety Initiative standards. So that gives us systems that allows us to maintain the quality standard. So it's a matter of copying that towards every process that we make or every facility that we open up.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, and our new judge for today, Florence.
Thank you, Blessing. We see your passion, particularly for confectionery. You've managed to secure some blue chip clients. What was your marketing strategy and how long did it take you to actually acquire those clients?
For the primary client, which is Pick n Pay, we got that deal right at the beginning of our business in 2016. However, we were not ready in terms of the food safety compliance, so we were able to start supplying in 2021. With other clients, it becomes a bit easier because once the product is on the shelves and is performing well, and also getting the recognition as the supplier of the year, it also opened up more doors because the other customers as well, they started paying attention to what we do as well as our product. As well as with other customers that we supply, the product performs well as well. So that also creates more attention to our product.
Okay, I'm going to give you some rapid fire questions. You spoke about your revenue being 4.5 million. Is that per month or per year?
That's per year.
Per year. Is 40% GP the right GP for your type of business?
It does work. However, we would like to increase it. And in fact, the 40% is based on our last financial year. Within the past few months in this current new year, we've been working on systems to improve. It has already improved by 7%. So it is now sitting at 16%. So we
16?
did 16%, yes. I mean, it's sitting at 47%, the gross profit.
And 16
and then
net.
the net profit, now it's sitting at 16%.
Okay. And then just for me, I don't eat that. Is it eaten as a meal or is it eaten after a meal, like a normal cake?
It's basically a normal cake that you can have as a treat.
How would the consumer use it? In other words, will they have people for tea and then they'll put this out? Or when they have guests, will they just have it at dinner? How is it consumed?
It's best consumed, it could be with tea. However, it goes well with milk. So some they have it with tea if you prefer tea, or it could be with a soft drink. However, with a soft drink that has more sugar, so you end up not getting the best taste of it because it has quite a good amount of sugar as well, because it's a cake.
Okay, Blessing, thank you. I think we've heard enough. We'll put you out of your misery. You may leave. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Shame, maybe you never had a snowball. You have not lived.
I have.
No,
Out of
but
my
in Gauteng, we do the red cakes, which are the much smaller ones.
Yes.
So, I mean, can one person eat a whole one like that at one sitting?
Yeah, that's what I was confused about because I seen them as
The
small.
Durban ones are for that size.
Yeah, so we know the little ones like
Yeah,
that there, and then the square lamingtons.
Yes.
So like, will they slice that into pieces?
That's why I was trying to say, what's it? Do you have people, when you have a cake, you don't sit down and have a whole
But
cake.
it looks like a sweet magwinya.
But
Yeah.
the Durban ones are like that.
As big as that?
As big as that. But
Really?
they have icing in it. And they tend to be
Oh,
a bit
that was
harder.
the inside that you spoke about.
Yes, the inside of it, yeah.
Okay.
Are you
Those
feeling
are-
nostalgic?
No, this one has cream. What cream?
So what did you think? What did you think?
Shame. He was very nervous, but I think it's a good business. I think the fact that it's taken, from 2016 to 2021 to get his first client
Yeah.
tells you he's got his standards in place,
Yeah.
which is really good.
Yeah.
Good business, solid business.
You?
I was impressed with the resilience, as you spoke about, Monique, in terms of the time taken. But from 2021 to now, to secure the likes of the Pick n Pays, Tsebo, which is an outsourcing culinary company, and then to get into the garages, I think is an incredible feat in such a small space of time. And I think his main challenge is his ability to grow beyond KZN, and perhaps therein lies an opportunity for him.
I also like him. I think he's a, blue heart. He's a proper.
That's exactly what I thought about.
Yeah, he's a blue heart entrepreneur. He's got it, and yeah, I just overall like this. He messed up the pitch, but he recovered in the questions.
He did, and also you sense the authenticity behind. Some of the answers weren't rehearsed because I think he forgot everything that he planned to say. So you got to the heart of who he was in terms of how he answered his questions.
All right, judges, let's get scoring.
Blessing, you opened up Nedbank Pitch and Polish 2025. Give me 5. Congratulations.
Thanks,
that is not an easy feat. Breathe, exhale. It's done. Can see you're still there. How was it?
I could have done better.
How so?
That's the summary. I couldn't finish exactly. The temperature was extremely, and I'm not used to such a temperature. And I'm very sensitive. But of course, it wasn't just the temperature, but that's another element that affected me. So I couldn't finish, and I did stumble. I could have done better.
I think so much we are so hard on ourselves. Maybe you did better than you thought you did. What are your thoughts on that? When you reflect, what could you have done better?
I could have finished the pitch because I believe there's basically critical elements of the pitch that I wanted to share with the judges, but unfortunately, due to my stumbling at the beginning of the pitch, so that took away quite a good amount of time that I would have used, fruitfully. However, I hope that the information that I was able to share, I hope it does make a difference. It does give them a clear indication of what the business is and how the business is doing, as well as whether is it an investable business or not.
All the best. Congratulations. I think you did really, really well, especially as you were the first entrepreneur for Nedbank Pitch and Polish 2025. Good luck, my brother.
Thank you so much.
I like that Blessing handed out samples of his signature treat before his pitch. A smart move to sweeten the judges up. I wonder if it'll win him a few extra points when it comes to the scoring. Who knows? But now it's time for our next contestant to enter the pitching arena. From Gauteng is techpreneur Tiego Tsiane, founder of Oplene Group. Let's see how he does. Good luck in there, Tieho.
Good morning, judges.
Hi, Tieho. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you, sir?
Good. Are you a bit nervous? Are you excited? A bit of both?
Mixed of both, actually. Excited and nervous at the same time.
And what do you have there next to you?
It's our device by the name of the Gara device.
Okay, could we see? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is yours flashing?
The top one.
Is yours flashing?
Yeah, it is.
I think that means it's going to explode. Alright. Yours isn't flashing. You're safe.
I'm safe.
All right, Tieho. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready, sir.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pitch and polish.
Imagine trying to use your smartphone without seeing the screen or even touching it. For millions of people that are visually impaired, that's not a choice, it's a daily challenge. And that's the reason why we created the Gara device. So what is the Gara device? Gara device, it's a assistive technology that aims to empower people that are visually impaired to control their smartphone using a combination of software, hardware, and audio feedback. No tapping, no swiping, simple touch and audio feedback. We are currently incorporating AI and machine learning into the system to ensure that our users have full control over their communication, navigation, and digital access. Unlike traditional screen readers or app that require screen interaction, what the Gara does, it eliminates the entire physical contact. It's portable and it does not require any integration with any third-party or operating system. According to the World Health Organization, there's estimated plus minus about 8 million people that are visually impaired in South Africa, and and about 285 million people that are visually impaired globally. As digital inclusion becomes an urgent need, the need of accessive technology is increasing, especially in underserved communities. Our target market includes people that are visually impaired in urban and rural areas, government departments, disability organizations, public and private hospital, and emerging African markets. Currently, we have distributed 62 of these devices in the Free State and Gauteng for market testing. And with the 650, we're going to use it to enhance the software based on user feedback, improve the hardware, manufacture additional devices for commercialization purposes, get our ICASA approval, and hire a support team for short term. Join us as we integrate visually impaired people with the digital world. Thank you.
Tieho, thank you very much. All right, let's start with you. Questions from you.
What was your motivation for getting involved and for designing this product?
Motivation stems from a friend of mine who suffers from a disease called pertussis disease. So pertussis disease, when the eyelid automatically closes itself without him closing it. So how my friend uses the phone is that he literally had to hold his eyelid, stare straight into the phone. Over the years of doing that, that has led to eye damage and further eye damage. And that kind of motivated me to come up with this device.
Yeah, and how have you gotten it into the, you said to one of the departments, etc. Is it just about picking up the phone and saying, we have this, and how have they responded to the device?
Oh, so how we got that is that we actually went and did a pitch at the Department of Social Development, because one of our previous funders, one of the requirements that we needed to partner with a government department to deploy the product. And they actually like the device, but it's not a matter of just calling, but it's also an opportunity for them to move from one app to another, navigate within that application, read text messages, as well as make phone calls and hang up phone calls without the need of physically touching their phone. So what that has done, it created such sense of privacy and also in terms of security, especially while utilizing the devices in a public area.
Monique?
Thank you. Why is the name Kada?
Kada originates from a Sotho word. It's a slang word which means inside. Inside means you can use your phone while it's in your pocket. That's where the name derived from.
And how does it work? So do you get an app on your phone, and is it compatible with all smartphones?
Yes, how it works is that you have the hardware,
Yeah.
and then you have an app. So the moment you connect the hardware with the app with the phone, the app will take all the applications on the phone, puts it as a list under it, and has a built-in voice function. And then through use of these hardware's buttons, up, down, enter, exit, it makes it easier for them to move from one app to another, make phone calls, answer phone calls. And when there's an incoming call, this hardware will vibrate, and simply by pressing enter, it answers the phone call. And then when there's an incoming message, you press enter, it reads out the text, the text message. There's a question that you asked that I kind of forgot.
No, that was a question.
That was the question.
In terms of compatibility, it works with the cheapest smartphone in the market to the most expensive smartphone in the market. Also, it's compatible with different versions of Android operating systems that are currently installed in different smartphones.
And how many users do you have locally at the moment?
Locally, we currently have 62 users who are actively using the device as we speak in the Free State and Gauteng for product testing. And mostly it's done in partnership with the Department of Social Development in the Free State. And in Gauteng, we're partnering with Blind SA, which has about 43 branches across the country.
One more question. Who's your local competitors?
Our local competitors, it's basically the indirect competitors and direct competitors. Locally, mostly cell phones, because most cell phones come with a built-in accessibility function, which are already installed on the phone. Typical example will be your talkback function, which are found on Android smartphones.
Thank you.
Did you develop this?
Yes, we developed it.
You said we. I said, did you? You said we. Who's we?
It's me. So what we do is that by professional, I own a BPAP human resource management degree. So what I did is that I actually came up with the whole concept, and I worked with the Central University of Technology in terms of developing the product. But when it comes to, they actually help just with the development and the manufacturing. So currently what I did is that I employed 2 AI engineers, brought them into the company so that we can start developing things in-house.
And are there any patents or patent pending? Is there any IP here that is going to prevent me from copying you?
We currently, yes, we have an IP trademark, and after the
But that's trademark on the name.
on the name,
But on the IP, how this works, is there anything
we actually
protectable in this?
we actually looking at on the industrial design and trade secret in terms of the connectivity that takes place between the phone and the software, the hardware and the software on the app.
And we want to know why it's not in Nedbank Green.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I ask one question?
Sure, go for it.
Affordability. If I as a parent have a visually impaired child, could I afford to buy that, or are you working through organizations who would get grant funding to be able to provide it free of charge to those who can't afford it?
We're actually planning on selling it direct sales to parents who actually have kids that are visually impaired, as well as institutional sales for those who cannot afford to buy the device.
And what is the price
We're
point
currently selling it for 1,500.
for this piece?
Yeah, for the piece.
And the app?
The app is for free.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
You may leave. Yeah. So, what do you think?
I thought his pitch was great.
Yeah.
He was confident. He engaged well with us just in terms of his persona,
Yeah.
the smiles, the interaction. I really thought he did that extremely well. And then the rationale behind seeing his friend and the damage it caused trying to use his phone and actually being able to be as creative to come up with a product like that, I think is incredible.
Your thoughts?
Great product. Looks a little bit like those Tamagotchi
Yeah.
things. So I hope that it's going to get a bit sleeker with time.
Yeah.
But great pitch. I think it's a really innovative idea. Worries me about the patents around it, and I think that's something that he needs to look at. So
Yeah.
But great business. Love it.
Yeah, what I'm also, I like the product, I like the idea. I mean, you can see it's still rough in terms of its design, but all products start out, quite rough and then they finesse. But what I'm worried about is somebody comes out after seeing this, and just copies it.
We've got someone later
Oh.
that's doing something similar as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
Look at two.
Yeah. Well, that'd be interesting for this show. All right, let's get scoring.
How are you feeling?
Actually feeling much relieved after doing the presentation. Nerves and excitements were jumping up and down, but now I'm feeling much better now.
So out of the judges, so it was Monique, Alon, Flo. Who gave you the most anxiety? Who was easier to answer?
I'd say all of them actually. Yeah, because I feel like I could answer them, all three of them. I can answer them with much more confidence, and the anxiety was a bit low by then.
Listen, so timing, that time frame that you had, did you find that you finished everything that you wanted to say, or there was still so much to get through?
I actually finished about 95%. I just needed to include the last part, especially on what I'm going to do with the 650K. There was that last sentence that I just needed to complete.
Good start. Okay, solid. All the best.
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
well done.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
Thank you.
I think that was a pretty strong pitch. The judges really seemed to like Tieho and what his device could mean for accessibility, and they were especially moved by the personal story he shared. But will it be enough to secure him a spot in round 2? We won't know until the end of next week's episode, when the 4 contestants from the red group go up for elimination. So, with tonight's pitches done and dusted, it's time to move on to the real reason you're all here, the viewer prize. To enter, send your name and the correct answer via WhatsApp to 071 802 6981 before midnight tonight. All correct entries will go into a draw and we'll get in touch with the lucky winner. We'll also post the winner's name on social media later this week, so keep your eyes peeled. And here's tonight's question. Which province is Blessing from? Which province is Blessing from? That's it for tonight. Don't forget to join me again next Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, where we'll see the 2 remaining contestants from the red group deliver their debut pitches and find out who's going home in the first elimination. See you next time from me, Hlubi Mboya-Arnold. Goodbye. Mwah.